Yeah, well, I was born and bred in San Remo. Went into commercial fishing at the age of 14 and a half, and I've worked from between San Remo and Tassie all my life. As far back as I can remember, which would be about 1946, 48, I used to go down and help the men with their Couta when they came in. At that stage, there was about 40 or 50 Couta boats working out of San Remo. And in the flush of the season, which is usually November, boats would come across from Flinders and an odd one would come from Queenscliff. And there might be 2 or 3 semi-trailer loads of Couta go away from here every day. Yeah, well, the fish is about 3 foot long, a lot of bones, but big bones. And yeah, and it went out into the fish and chip trade. And you talk to any of the old people, that's, oh, that's all we ever got was Couta and chips, you know. Had to get, now it's flake because no bones, and that's it, the laziness of the people. When they first started biting right on daylight, you only had probably 3 lines out. The line were cord line with a piece of wood with a 11-0 hook on it, with a bit of wire, and then your line hooked to that. And you'd have 4 of them on the surface, and then you'd have one with a bit thicker line with probably 20 leads on it, and that'd go down. Once you got one, you'd bring him up and hold him at the back of the boat for a while because they're school fish, they'll follow. And quite often, once you got him up, the ones on the fly lines we called on the top, they'd all start on that. Usually, as soon as you got on, you put the bait in a circle. Well, that caused more fights and feeds too, because someone that wasn't catching fish, he's trying to get into your circle, you know. Yeah, there was plenty of fights over that, I tell you. In November, usually, they would bite that hard that you'd have your 10 boxes and be back home by sunup. You know, you had to be out there right on daylight. They'd go berserk at daylight. It's a shame no one had video of it because it was just go mad. Going back to the early days, I can remember they had the old Couta boats with the mast and sails, and then every winter they'd pull them up on the beach opposite the 2 hotels. There was a nice sandy beach there, and they'd pull them up, put them up on blocks. They'd throw all the ballast out and get all that cleaned up. And then some stupid devil would go out about September and someone would come in with a heap of fish. Wow. The next day was panic stations. There'd be boats slapping bottom anti-fouling on, trying to push them back in the water, abuse and fights, and yeah, that was when the started jumping, you know, when the first boat arrived home with the Couta. And all these boats going out of a morning, no one had any lights. So you're going out in the dark, and you thank God a bloke was smoking because you could see the end of his cigarette, you know. But how there wasn't more collisions, I don't know, because, you know, it's pretty dark. Yeah, once you get out the entrance, you're right anyway. But the fog was funny because blokes would take off, and that thick fog. When daylight came or if the fog cleared, there's boats anchored everywhere because they got lost. Yeah, so that was another comical thing. They used to get, you know, teased over it. I remember there was another guy here, Harry Trent, and he used to go fishing, not much, but anyway, this day he had someone died and he had to go to the funeral, so he had to get a suit. So anyway, he got a suit all right, come home, went fishing in it the next day in this bloody brown suit. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, you had a lot of characters like that, yeah. I got out of it in the 60s because they started to really dwindle down, and it was get bigger or get out. So I got myself a bigger boat and did a bit of crayfishing and sharking, and then just went up from there. I loved catering because it was such good fun catching them like that, especially when they were thick. Yeah, we still catch a few down here and eat them. Yeah, love them. Yeah, it's born and bred on them. Yeah.